So, I'm just laying in bed, stuffed with food, feeling actually a little bit sick because of it. I was very fortunate and well, incredibly fortunate to that I've gotten my vaccine today. Even though it's the one that people would say, okay, no, I'm not gonna get this one, and I would rather get nothing. And however, I didn't have any side effects, have not felt anything, not even some placebo shit, which is very interesting because I thought that I'm pretty prone to it. Anyway, I feel the urge of talking about something. I feel the urge of saying something, and it's not necessarily about being productive. It's kind of I am actually very grateful that I've started to go this route, that I've started to record, that I've on this one day, and actually kind of remember it even. I've been laying in bed as well, as funny as it is, and I've hit the record button, but on my phone, on the other phone, on my iPhone 5S that I'm using on a daily basis. And guess what? It is doing quite fine. It's definitely not fast, but yeah, as long as it works, I'm gonna use it, or as long as I can be slightly productive using it. Of course, there is a ton of downsides. Let alone the space or the storage of the phone being almost always full, and me not being able to use WhatsApp and all sorts of other different shit, which is annoying, but it is what it is. I don't want to spend the money on a new phone, even though I could easily, but I don't care. I don't need one. And so I was laying in bed. I hit the record when I was talking about something. My English was really shit, and I definitely developed my English speaking capabilities quite a lot, to be honest. It is insane, and I'm very happy about that. I'm extremely happy about that, and I'm also just very happy that I've chosen to take this route, even though it's not always been easy. It's really put a lot of strain on my relationship at this point in time, with my girlfriend, and it wasn't always easy, and I've had it in my mind quite all the time, and this kind of faded. Now it is just something that I do. It is just one of these things that I'm doing every single day, and I don't necessarily think about it so often. It is just there. I just do it, and I also not necessarily think about improving it and consciously improving it and getting new ideas and whatnot. Like, of course, sometimes I get bored and I just do something else, and I talk about something else, and I review something else, or I read something else. There's always going to be those days, but I don't necessarily sit down and then consciously try to come up with new ideas. I don't know. Like I just do. I just do what feels good, so to speak. Which I don't know, may or may not be great for developing the podcast. And in the past few days, I've actually been able to surpass the 100 subscribers. I've lost one in the meantime, but I'm at 101. And I've been extremely grateful for that as well. And it's incredible if you think about it. From 0 to 101. Of course, it took me 2 years, more than 2 years, 2 years, and let me think of it. Well, could it be 2.5 years maybe? I don't know. I'm actually not quite sure. Anyway, something that I just want to point out, something that I want to say is being smart about life makes sense. It's why I've started the podcast, really, really initially I thought, well, I want to build myself a second career. This is what I had in mind. The financial upsides, the career upsides, and everything around money. But I've been trying, and I still try to do it in a way that is benefiting me in the most ways possible, for the sake of, or for the lack of a better word here. But I'm doing it in English and not in my mother tongue because I wanted to practice English and I wanted to get better at it. Also writing, even though I'm not writing much, kind of lost that habit unfortunately, but it is what it is. I've kind of replaced it with something else, I guess. There's always kind of me changing up my hobbies and me changing kind of the focus that I'm having in life. Which sometimes is this and sometimes it's that and sometimes it's whatever, but it's fine. And yeah, I mean, I've started it in English. I've come up with a podcast idea and also YouTube idea or video idea, whatever content idea that, there's so much content that I produce and it is solely based on me reading things and me reviewing things and me going through things that I think are interesting and are worthwhile. And, the benefit of that is that I can go through something and read it and take the time to do so. Do you think that I would actually sit down and read something on my own? No, I don't do so unless it is something that I'm interested in at the time. Which, always depends and always changes and always kind of, alters. But yeah, it's like 2 in 1. I get to know a lot of things and I've been able to learn so much. And I've been able to see so much. It's insane. I've developed my character and I've developed me personally as a person so much throughout those 2 years. It's insane. And it's incredible and I'm so grateful for that. And of course, a lot of things happened in my life. I learned through just different things and different reasons and, all sorts of different shit. But this has been, the past 2+ years, it's been, definitely a pretty big part of my life. Daily, weekly, monthly, it's always something that I'm having in mind, quite. Even though, as I said before, sometimes it's more prominent as on some other days or some other months or periods. But I'm always doing it. And there's always going to be some interesting things that I can go through and some interesting things that I can read. They're always going to be there, I think. But yeah, I wish you the best. See you soon.